It was a sunny afternoon when the skies over Earth darkened, not with clouds, but with the imposing silhouettes of alien warships. The sudden appearance of these massive vessels sent shockwaves through every corner of the globe. People stopped in their tracks, staring upwards in confusion and fear as the sky filled with the sleek, ominous forms of the Galactic Alliance fleet. The Galactic Alliance, a coalition of powerful alien species, had long viewed Earth as a backwater planet ripe for conquest. Led by the Drakthi, a species renowned for their brutal efficiency in warfare, the Alliance believed that Earth would be an easy addition to their ever-expanding empire. The mission was clear: subjugate humanity and exploit the planet's resources. General Zarnok, a towering Drakthi with scales as dark as the void, stood on the bridge of the flagship Dominion, surveying the planet below. He had orchestrated countless invasions, each more ruthless than the last, and Earth was to be no different. His crimson eyes narrowed as he gave the order to deploy the ground troops. Massive drop pods rained down from the alien fleet, crashing into the heart of cities and rural areas alike. As the pods opened, hordes of alien soldiers emerged, armed with advanced weaponry and clad in impenetrable armor. Panic ensued as civilians ran for cover, and the initial shockwave of the invasion left the world reeling. In Washington, D.C., President Emily Clark was rushed to the secure command center beneath the White House. Military leaders scrambled to organize a defense, but the scale of the invasion was overwhelming. Reports flooded in from around the world. London, Beijing, Moscow, Sydney, all were under attack. The invasion was meticulously planned, leaving no corner of the Earth untouched. Amidst the chaos, resistance began to form. Local law enforcement, National Guards, and ordinary citizens took up arms, fighting back with whatever they could muster. Humanity, though caught off guard, was not ready to surrender. Sarah's eyes scanned the horizon, taking in the sight of alien soldiers advancing through the town's main street. "Everyone, get to cover and use whatever weapons you have," she commanded. The townspeople, armed with hunting rifles, shotguns, and makeshift weapons, took up defensive positions. The first skirmish was intense. Alien troops, surprised by the unexpected resistance, faced a barrage of bullets and Molotov cocktails. Sarah led a group of townspeople in a flanking maneuver, using their knowledge of the local terrain to their advantage. The aliens, though technologically superior, were unprepared for the guerrilla tactics employed by the former Marine and her makeshift militia. Meanwhile, Major David Hawkins of the United Earth Defense Forces, UEDF, received the emergency call to mobilize. Hawkins, a seasoned officer with a reputation for tactical brilliance, quickly assessed the situation. The UEDF had been formed as a precautionary measure against extraterrestrial threats, but this was their first real test. Hawkins barked orders to his subordinates, coordinating a rapid deployment of forces. "We need to set up defensive perimeters in every major city and establish communication lines with local resistance groups," he said, his voice steady despite the chaos. In Ridgefield, Sarah's group had managed to repel the initial wave of alien soldiers, but she knew this was just the beginning. As night fell, the town prepared for another attack. Makeshift barricades were erected, and everyone who could fight was armed and ready. In the early hours of the morning, Sarah received a transmission from Major Hawkins. "Captain Mitchell, this is Major Hawkins of the UEDF. We've established a command center and are coordinating efforts nationwide. Hold your position. Reinforcements are on the way." Sarah breathed a sigh of relief. "Understood, Major. We'll hold the line. Ridgefield won't fall on our watch." New York City, the heart of global finance and culture, was one of the primary targets for the Galactic Alliance's invasion. The skyline was marred by the descending warships, their dark metallic surfaces reflecting the city's lights. General Zarnok, overseeing the invasion from the flagship Dominion, was confident in a swift victory. He had underestimated humanity's resolve. The UEDF, anticipating the strategic importance of New York, had fortified the city with experimental weaponry and defenses. As alien troops poured into Manhattan, they were met with fierce resistance. Major David Hawkins, now in command of the city's defense, had positioned troops along key choke points. Advanced railgun emplacements and energy shields turned the urban landscape into a formidable battleground. Sergeant Marcus Bennett led a squad through the chaos, his team tasked with defending the Brooklyn Bridge, a critical access point. "Hold the line!" Bennett shouted over the din of battle. Alien soldiers, their exoskeletons gleaming under the streetlights, advanced relentlessly. But the defenders were undeterred. They utilized the city's unique geography, turning every alley and skyscraper into a defensive stronghold. The battle raged on, with explosions and gunfire echoing through the concrete canyons. Civilians, inspired by the military's tenacity, joined the fight, creating makeshift barricades and tending to the wounded. In Central Park, a massive firefight broke out as UEDF forces clashed with a concentrated alien assault. Major Hawkins coordinated airstrikes and troop movements from a command post in the Chrysler Building, ensuring that every inch of ground was contested. General Zarnock, frustrated by the unexpected resistance, ordered a full-scale assault. Alien dropships deployed more troops, and heavy artillery bombarded the city. The UEDF countered with precision strikes, targeting the enemy's command and control units. The battle reached a fever pitch, with neither side willing to yield. Despite the overwhelming odds, the defenders' resilience began to turn the tide. In a daring move, a team of UEDF Special Forces infiltrated an alien command post in Times Square. Led by Lieutenant Rachel Torres, they sabotaged the enemy's communication network, causing chaos within the alien ranks. This disruption allowed Major Hawkins to launch a counteroffensive, pushing the invaders back. While major cities like New York were embroiled in full-scale battles, the fight in rural areas took on a different form. In the dense forests of Oregon, ex-Special Forces operative Javier Reyes saw an opportunity to strike at the invaders using unconventional tactics. Reyes, a master of guerrilla warfare, knew that direct confrontation with the technologically superior aliens would be suicide. Instead, he opted for hit-and-run tactics, leveraging the forest's natural cover. Reyes assembled a team of skilled fighters, including local hunters, survivalists, and former military personnel. They established a network of hidden camps deep within the wilderness, using their knowledge of the terrain to plan their attacks. The aliens, confident in their superior firepower and technology, were unprepared for the cunning and ferocity of Reyes and his guerrilla fighters. The first strike came at dawn. A convoy of alien supply vehicles, winding its way through a mountain pass, was ambushed. Reyes and his team detonated explosives, creating a rockslide that crushed several vehicles. They then emerged from the forest, attacking the stunned alien soldiers with a barrage of gunfire and improvised explosives. The aliens, caught off guard, struggled to mount a coherent defense. Within minutes, the convoy was destroyed, and Reyes's team melted back into the forest. Word of the successful ambush spread quickly, inspiring similar efforts across the region. Reyes coordinated with other resistance groups, sharing tactics and intelligence. They disrupted supply lines, sabotaged alien equipment, and executed precision strikes on high-value targets. The aliens, accustomed to overwhelming their enemies with brute force, found themselves in a protracted and costly struggle against an elusive foe. In one particularly daring operation, Reyes led an assault on a heavily guarded alien communications outpost. Under the cover of night, his team infiltrated the facility, neutralizing guards with silent takedowns. Reyes himself planted charges on critical systems, timing the detonations to coincide with a coordinated attack by a second team. As the explosions rocked the outpost, Reyes and his team exfiltrated, leaving the aliens scrambling to restore their shattered communications network. The impact of these guerrilla tactics was profound. Alien forces, stretched thin and struggling to adapt, were forced to divert resources to counter the growing resistance. This, in turn, relieved pressure on major urban centers, allowing the UEDF to regroup and strengthen their defenses. Reyes's efforts in Oregon became a model for resistance movements worldwide. His blend of tactical brilliance and unwavering determination exemplified humanity's capacity to adapt and fight back against seemingly insurmountable odds. As the war dragged on, it became clear that the Galactic Alliance had underestimated the resilience and ingenuity of the human spirit. Gathered around the general were his top advisors, each representing a different species within the Galactic Alliance. Savrik of the Kalari, a thin insectoid being with multifaceted eyes, was known for his strategic acumen. He studied the map intently before addressing the room. "General, the humans are employing unconventional tactics and leveraging their terrain to their advantage. Our standard strategies are proving less effective against their guerrilla warfare and urban defenses." Zarnak clenched his fists, his scales rippling with agitation. "Then we must adapt. What do you propose, Savrik?" Savrik's antennae twitched as he formulated his response. "We need to shift our focus to psychological warfare. The humans draw strength from their unity and morale. If we can break their spirit, their defenses will crumble. I suggest targeted strikes against their symbols of hope and leadership, combined with propaganda to sow fear and discord among their ranks." A murmur of agreement rippled through the assembly. Zarnak considered the proposal, his eyes narrowing. "Very well. Begin preparations for a campaign to demoralize the humans. We will also increase our reconnaissance efforts to better understand their strengths and weaknesses. This planet will fall, one way or another." As the meeting concluded, Zarnak retired to his private quarters, brooding over the unexpected resistance. He activated a personal log, recording his thoughts on the invasion. "These humans are more resilient than anticipated. Their capacity for adaptation and unity under pressure is remarkable. We must not underestimate them again." Meanwhile, Savrik initiated the psychological warfare campaign. Alien operatives began spreading disinformation, hacking into human communication networks to broadcast messages of hopelessness and defeat. They targeted key infrastructure with surgical precision, aiming to create chaos and panic. Tokyo, a sprawling metropolis of neon lights and towering skyscrapers, became the next focal point of the alien invasion. The city was strategically vital, both as a population center and a hub of technological innovation. Colonel Yuki Nakamura of the UEDF was entrusted with the defense of the city. A brilliant tactician with a deep understanding of urban warfare, Nakamura was determined to make Tokyo a fortress. Under Nakamura's direction, the city was transformed into a labyrinth of defensive positions. Skyscrapers were fortified with anti-aircraft guns and missile launchers, while underground bunkers and tunnels provided secure locations for command centers and medical facilities. The civilian population was mobilized, with volunteers assisting in fortifications and logistics. The aliens launched their assault with overwhelming force. Drop ships descended, deploying waves of infantry and armored units. Energy blasts and explosions lit up the night sky as the battle for Tokyo began in earnest. Despite the relentless attack, Nakamura's forces held their ground, utilizing the dense urban environment to their advantage. In Shibuya, a key intersection became a flashpoint of intense fighting. Captain Hiro Tanaka led a platoon of UEDF soldiers, using the narrow streets and alleys to launch ambushes on the advancing alien troops. Tanaka's men, equipped with portable shield generators and railguns, inflicted heavy casualties on the invaders, their familiarity with the terrain giving them a crucial edge. As the siege dragged on, the aliens intensified their efforts. General Zarnak, eager to break the stalemate, ordered the deployment of heavy artillery and advanced combat drones. The alien war machines, bristling with weapons and shields, pushed deeper into the city, threatening to overwhelm the defenders. Colonel Nakamura, anticipating this escalation, had a contingency plan. She ordered a strategic withdrawal to pre-prepared fallback positions, drawing the aliens into a series of traps. Explosive charges rigged throughout the city were detonated, causing buildings to collapse and create barriers that funneled the alien forces into kill zones. In one of the most dramatic moments of the siege, Nakamura herself led a counterattack from the top of Tokyo Tower. Coordinating with air support, she directed precision strikes against the alien artillery, crippling their heavy firepower. The symbolic value of defending such a landmark boosted the morale of her troops and the civilian population. Despite the brutal conditions, the people of Tokyo showed remarkable resilience. Citizens set up field hospitals and supply depots, ensuring that the soldiers had everything they needed to continue the fight. Nakamura's leadership and the unwavering spirit of the defenders transformed Tokyo into an impregnable bastion. In the midst of Earth's desperate struggle, a glimmer of hope appeared from an unexpected source. Deep within the UEDF command center, Dr. Elena Vasquez, a leading scientist in xenotechnology, intercepted a transmission unlike any other. It came from the Andromeda Coalition, a peaceful alliance of advanced civilizations opposing the Galactic Alliance's tyranny. The message, sent in a complex but decipherable code, offered aid to humanity. The Andromeda Coalition had been monitoring the situation on Earth and admired the resilience shown by humans. They saw the fight against the Galactic Alliance as a pivotal stand against oppression and were willing to provide advanced technology and strategic support. Dr. Vasquez, realizing the potential of this alliance, immediately brought the transmission to Major Hawkins and other UEDF leaders. "This could be the turning point we need," she explained, her voice tinged with both excitement and urgency. "Their technology could help us level the playing field." A secure communication channel was established, and a delegation from the Andromeda Coalition made contact. Represented by Ambassador Thalra of the Elysians, a race known for their wisdom and technological prowess, the coalition outlined their plan to support Earth's defense. They offered advanced plasma weaponry, energy shields, and crucial intelligence on Galactic Alliance strategies. Within days, the first shipment of technology arrived via stealth transports that slipped through the Galactic Alliance's blockade. Dr. Vasquez and her team worked tirelessly to integrate the new technology into Earth's defense systems. UEDF engineers and scientists collaborated with Elysian technicians, rapidly upgrading weapons and fortifications. In addition to the material aid, the Andromeda Coalition provided tactical advisors to assist in coordinating large-scale operations. Ambassador Thalra herself worked closely with Major Hawkins, sharing invaluable insights into the enemy's weaknesses. The coalition's support not only bolstered Earth's defenses, but also reignited hope among the human population. Armed with advanced technology and fortified by newfound hope, humanity prepared to launch a series of counteroffensives. In the vast expanse of the Sahara Desert, the UEDF saw an opportunity to test their new capabilities against a significant alien force stationed there. Colonel Amir Sadiq, a seasoned and respected military strategist, was tasked with leading the operation. The aliens had established a massive supply base in the desert, crucial for their operations across Africa and Europe. Disrupting this hub would deal a significant blow to their logistics. The operation commenced under the cover of night. Utilizing the newly acquired plasma cannons and energy shields, Colonel Sadiq's forces approached the alien base with a level of stealth and protection previously unimaginable. The desert sands muffled their movements, allowing them to position themselves without detection. At dawn, the attack began. Plasma cannons unleashed a torrent of energy, tearing through alien armor and fortifications with ease. The energy shields, adapted from Elysian technology, provided unparalleled defense against the aliens' counterattacks. Alien walkers and hover tanks, once dominant on the battlefield, crumbled under the precise and devastating firepower of the UEDF. The battle in the Sahara was swift and decisive. Alien forces, caught off guard by the enhanced capabilities of the human soldiers, were unable to mount an effective defense. Within hours, the base was overrun, and critical supply lines were severed. Colonel Sadiq's victory was a significant morale boost, and a clear signal that humanity could now stand toe-to-toe with their invaders. News of the victory spread like wildfire. Across the globe, similar offensives were launched. In South America, UEDF forces, supported by local resistance groups, reclaimed territory from the alien occupiers. In Europe, coordinated strikes disrupted alien command centers, causing disarray within their ranks. General Zarnak, observing these developments from the Dominion, was forced to acknowledge the shifting tides of war. His once assured conquest of Earth was now met with fierce and increasingly effective resistance. The psychological warfare initiated by Savrik had failed to break human spirit. Instead, it had galvanized them. In the Pacific, the underwater assault led by Commander Aisha Williams further exemplified humanity's growing prowess. Utilizing stealth submarines enhanced with coalition technology, Williams's team targeted an alien base hidden beneath the ocean's surface. The base, crucial for coordinating naval operations, was destroyed in a meticulously planned and executed strike. The successes in the Sahara and beyond marked a turning point in the conflict. Humanity, bolstered by their allies and their own indomitable spirit, began to reclaim their planet piece by piece. The Galactic Alliance, once confident in their superiority, now faced a relentless and united foe. Across the globe, the call to arms resonated with a new fervor. The victories in the Sahara and other regions had sparked a wave of unity among the human population. In Moscow, resistance fighters and UEDF units came together to form a formidable defense network. The city's iconic Red Square became a hub of military coordination and civilian support. General Ivan Petrov, a veteran of countless battles, took command of the Moscow defense. Under his leadership, the city's infrastructure was transformed into a series of strategic fortifications. Bridges were rigged with explosives to be destroyed if necessary, subway tunnels were converted into bunkers and supply routes, and rooftops became sniper nests. Resistance leader Anya Volkov, known for her charismatic leadership and tactical ingenuity, played a crucial role in rallying the civilian population. She organized food distribution, medical aid, and volunteer militias. Anya's efforts ensured that the city's spirit remained unbroken, even as the alien forces intensified their attacks. The Battle of Moscow was fierce and unrelenting. Alien forces, equipped with heavy artillery and supported by aerial drones, launched wave after wave of assaults. General Petrov's forces, utilizing the advanced technology provided by the Andromeda Coalition, held their ground with tenacity. Plasma shields absorbed incoming fire, while railguns and plasma cannons decimated alien ranks. One night, a critical moment arose when an alien strike team breached the city's outer defenses, making a push towards the Kremlin. General Petrov, realizing the gravity of the situation, ordered a counteroffensive. He led a contingent of elite soldiers in a daring nighttime raid, engaging the enemy in close-quarters combat within the narrow streets and alleys. During the battle, Anya Volkov, armed with a plasma rifle, fought alongside General Petrov. Their combined leadership and valor inspired the defenders to repel the alien advance. The fighting was brutal, with heavy casualties on both sides, but by dawn, the aliens were forced to retreat. The cost of the battle was high, and the city bore the scars of the conflict. Yet, the unity and sacrifice of Moscow's defenders stood as a testament to humanity's resolve. Across the world, other cities followed Moscow's example, strengthening their defenses and fostering a spirit of solidarity. While urban centers fortified and repelled invaders, another theater of war unfolded beneath the ocean's surface. Commander Aisha Williams, a naval officer with a reputation for bold strategies, spearheaded a daring underwater assault on an alien base in the Pacific Ocean. The base, a crucial node for alien naval operations, posed a significant threat to maritime security. Commander Williams assembled a specialized team of divers, engineers, and submariners. Utilizing stealth submarines enhanced with Elysian cloaking technology, they approached the alien base undetected. The submarines, silent and invisible to enemy sensors, allowed the team to get within striking distance without alerting the alien defenses. The assault began with precision. Williams's team deployed a series of underwater drones to map the base and identify weak points. They discovered that the base's power generators were located in a heavily guarded but accessible sector. The plan was to disable these generators, plunging the base into darkness and chaos. In a coordinated effort, divers equipped with advanced exosuits and plasma cutters infiltrated the base. Moving through the murky depths, they avoided detection and planted explosives on the power generators. The timing had to be perfect. The charges would detonate simultaneously, ensuring maximum disruption. At the designated moment, the explosives detonated. The alien base was rocked by a series of powerful explosions, causing sections of it to collapse and flooding critical areas. Panic ensued among the alien personnel as emergency protocols failed to activate. Taking advantage of the chaos, Commander Williams ordered an all-out assault. The submarine surfaced, launching torpedoes and deploying combat divers. The ensuing battle was a whirlwind of activity, with plasma blasts illuminating the dark waters. Williams led the charge, her exosuit enhancing her strength and agility as she engaged alien soldiers in brutal underwater combat. Despite the intense resistance, the human forces prevailed. The alien base, now crippled and defenseless, was overrun. Critical intelligence was recovered, providing valuable insights into the enemy's naval operations and future plans. The victory in the Pacific was a significant strategic gain, further tipping the balance in humanity's favor. Commander Williams and her team returned to their carrier, greeted as heroes. Their success demonstrated not only the effectiveness of their tactics, but also the importance of unconventional warfare in the broader conflict. The underwater assault had neutralized a major threat and showcased humanity's ability to adapt and innovate in the face of overwhelming odds. As news of the underwater victory spread, it bolstered the morale of forces worldwide. Humanity's fight against the Galactic Alliance was far from over, but the tide was turning, one courageous act at a time. The spirit of unity and sacrifice continued to drive the defenders of Earth as they prepared for the battles that lay ahead. In the cold, silent expanse of space, the United Earth Defense Forces, UEDF, prepared for one of the most critical battles of the invasion, reclaiming control of Earth's orbit. Alien warships had maintained a stranglehold, using their superior technology to dominate the skies and rain devastation on the planet below. Captain Marcus Hayes, a decorated officer with a reputation for daring tactics, was chosen to lead this high-stakes mission. Commanding the newly constructed battleship Liberty, Hayes and his crew faced the daunting task of challenging the alien fleet. The Liberty, outfitted with advanced Elysian shielding technology and armed with cutting-edge plasma cannons, represented the pinnacle of human and alien collaboration. As the ship ascended from its base on the moon, the crew braced for the confrontation ahead. The alien fleet, commanded by Admiral Tharkon, a ruthless strategist known for his unyielding nature, awaited them. Tharkon had positioned his ships in a tight formation, creating a formidable defensive barrier around Earth's orbit. His confidence was palpable, but Hayes was undeterred. "All systems green," reported Lieutenant Naomi Carter, the ship's chief engineer. "Shields at full capacity, weapons ready." "Let's show them what we're made of," Hayes replied, his voice calm but determined. "Prepare for engagement. Target their lead ship and disrupt their formation." The Liberty surged forward, its plasma cannons unleashing a torrent of energy. The initial barrage caught the alien ships off guard, breaching their shields and causing significant damage. The battle quickly escalated as the alien fleet responded with a hail of plasma fire. The Liberty's shields absorbed the brunt of the attack, but the crew knew they couldn't withstand sustained fire indefinitely. Hayes executed a series of complex maneuvers, using the Liberty's superior agility to evade enemy fire and strike vulnerable points in the alien formation. Coordinated attacks by supporting UEDF frigates and fighters further destabilized the alien fleet. The battle for Earth's orbit became a chaotic dance of strategy and firepower, with ships weaving and dodging in a deadly ballet. As the Liberty engaged the enemy flagship, Hayes directed a boarding party led by Lieutenant Carter to infiltrate and disable its command systems. The boarding team, equipped with advanced exosuits and plasma rifles, breached the alien ship's hull and fought their way to the bridge. The combat was fierce and close quarters, with both sides taking heavy casualties. On the bridge of the Liberty, Hayes coordinated the assault with precision. "Carter, status report," he demanded over the comm. "We've reached the command center," Carter replied, her voice strained but resolute. "Initiating system override now." Back on the Liberty, the crew watched as the alien flagship systems began to fail. Admiral Tharkon, realizing his defeat, ordered a retreat. The remaining alien ships, now disorganized and demoralized, followed suit, breaking formation and fleeing the battlefield. The Liberty and its allies had achieved a hard-fought victory. Control of Earth's orbit was reclaimed, cutting off the alien fleet's ability to launch devastating attacks from space. This triumph marked a turning point in the war, shifting the strategic advantage to humanity. General Zarnock himself led the ground assault, landing with elite troops and heavy artillery. His objective was clear: break the human spirit by capturing Berlin. The city, scarred by previous battles, was transformed into a fortress. Every street and building was a potential battlefield, with defenses meticulously planned by the UEDF and local militias. As the alien forces approached, the defenders stood ready. Colonel Ingrid Weiss, a tactical genius and native of Berlin, commanded the ground forces. She had transformed the city into a maze of traps and fortified positions. Civilians who could fight joined the ranks, while those who couldn't provided vital support, maintaining supply lines and tending to the wounded. The first wave of the assault began with a massive bombardment. Alien artillery rained down on Berlin, but the advanced Elysian shields absorbed much of the impact. As the alien troops advanced, they encountered fierce resistance at every turn. Snipers picked off soldiers from hidden vantage points, while explosive traps decimated squads attempting to breach the defenses. Colonel Weiss coordinated the defense with precision. She moved her forces like pieces on a chessboard, always staying one step ahead of the alien tactics. The defenders, inspired by her leadership and the high stakes of the battle, fought with unmatched determination. In the heart of the city, General Zarnock led an elite unit in a direct assault on the Brandenburg Gate, a historic and symbolic landmark. The fighting was brutal, with hand-to-hand combat breaking out amidst the ruins. Zarnock's sheer strength and combat prowess made him a formidable opponent, but the defenders fought with the desperation of those with nothing left to lose. Amidst the chaos, a group of UEDF Special Forces, led by Captain Maria Santos, executed a daring plan to infiltrate Zarnock's command center. Their mission was to disable the aliens' tactical network and sow confusion among the invaders. The team navigated through the war-torn streets, using the city's underground tunnels to reach their target. Captain Santos and her team breached the command center, engaging in a fierce firefight with alien guards. Utilizing their superior training and the element of surprise, they managed to plant charges on critical systems. As the explosives detonated, the alien command network went dark, throwing their forces into disarray. Back at the Brandenburg Gate, General Zarnock, now isolated and without support, faced Colonel Weiss in a climactic showdown. The battle was fierce, with both leaders showcasing their combat skills and determination. In the end, Weiss's tactical brilliance and sheer willpower prevailed. She incapacitated Zarnock, capturing him alive. The capture of General Zarnock marked the turning point of the battle. With their leader in chains and their command structure in shambles, the alien forces began to retreat. The defenders of Berlin, battered but victorious, had secured a monumental victory. The final stand in Berlin was a testament to humanity's resilience and unity. The city, though ravaged by war, stood as a symbol of defiance and hope. The Galactic Alliance, reeling from the defeat, withdrew their remaining forces from Earth, acknowledging their failure to subjugate humanity. The victory in Berlin and the capture of General Zarnock signaled the end of the invasion. Humanity, united and strengthened by the ordeal, began the arduous task of rebuilding. The war had forged a new sense of global solidarity, with Earth now standing ready to face whatever challenges the future might hold.